Welcome back, everyone. We got everyone in the lobby for potentially our final map and maybe the beginning of a huge upset, but the desk seem really optimistic about Dark Zero.
Yeah, I do think so as well, because even if they were talking about how the roles are going to switch you with Raucus, what they were going to do, just remember back when Raucus was a pro over in FaZe Clan, he was already really comfortable of playing a Breach on Haven in the past when they were trying to go for that very aggressive jet style that Baby Bay brings to the table. And also most recently, I mean, I'm saying this recently, but like a year ago when it was still competing, when it was still playing with the City Boys, he was still a flex player playing between like Sky and Viper. So these are not unknown roles for Dark Zero, so it's good for the plug and plays. And when we're talking about plug and plays, everybody else is playing their own roles right now. B-Dog, on point with this Brimstone. So yes, I do agree with the desk that they have what it takes here to still turn this into a third map. Although Blinn has also found good success with this composition.
Yep, Blinn 2-0 on this map. Dark Zero 3-1 with their most recent loss against Fluffymers in that last week. But still, I'm sure Blinn are so excited about taking such a one-sided win, because I'm really with Roy on not expecting that score line.
Yeah,
but
agreed.
Hey, Blinn already broke down the Sage wall placed there by Adder. Just kind of ruffle their feathers a bit, but also open up the option for B. Still Spike being left behind, and some exploration at A.
I like this from Dark Zero because they put this wall up, they slowed things down for a bit. It stays kind of quiet, so they could fast rotate the Neon over to A to help. But unfortunately, it's first blood for Blinn with that.
Adder gets to heal up too, which helps. 4v4, and Blinn are established at A, and extended in is Monsi. Wingman's on the prowl, and Monsi swings out.
30 seconds
loses the duel. Okeanos next. Satchel's back, and the smoke is gone, so Okeanos is forced to engage, but he's got a friend this time, and they get flash. I don't know, but Stellar goes 2 for 1, leaving Teague to finish what they started. And you already heard... Yeah, and you already heard them running. He's kind of on the wrong side of this, but... Man, thought that someone was still on the spike. I thought so too, and they got into a better position, so pistols go to Dark Zero.
Yeah, I was surprised that he didn't pick up the Sheriff, but it made sense because he didn't know where the second player is, how close it could be coming out from the TP, so he didn't want to give his position away of where he was lurking back, and didn't want to use his Molly either, just in case he could isolate a 1v1 and then play the time with the Molly after. But very nice here for Dark Zero to tap the spike and then to play the buddy system to win this fight. And I don't think it was an overcook from Blinn to push towards the spawn. They did a great job actually realizing how these players would push down towards Sands, so they had an opportunity to flip the map on the A side, go for a plant for Heaven, and that was the game plan. Fight for Heaven, you win those fights, it's a plant for you towards spawn, and on top of A Heaven. But Dark Zero definitely coming out to play here on that pistol round, and building the economy for the second one. Guardian's already out, and Stellar's getting pushed.
I think Stellar got some info there, so he's gonna hold his ground. 3 set up from Dark Zero, jumping out. Okeanos bit more than he could chew, and Blinn tagged up. May just be forced to take the teleporter to get out, but the wall is also dividing them for now.
Exactly.
Blinn is so injured too. Now you gotta come up with a plan B, and the site is so far away, and no one's lurking over there, so you gotta re-clear this whole area.
Yeah, everything's been good so far for Dark Zero. Getting a lot of value off the wall on pistol round and anti-eco. Funneling players into areas where you have stacks, right? Because you have exactly that call you're mentioning, Lemon Kiwi. The wall blocking in a shower's crunch, then at least it allows for you to hold heavily towards the inside on a triple high low. And then everything's just getting funneled into easy kills.
Ollie out from B-Dog, dodging the Gecko flash, hearing someone close. B-Dog scurries away like a rat, and Blinn made some headway into A, but against the guns that they have, it's gonna be tough. Mikey is left, and now he's gone, and Dark Zero take the anti-eco.
And that's going to bring a lot of econ for sure into the bonus round. Outlaw was already being used. They didn't allow for Blinn to get the plant in that second round, so there will be some players, not all, just one, thankfully, that's going to only have smaller shields. But you see here from Spaz, with this bind, because they didn't get the plant on that second round, he doesn't have enough to buy a snake bite. That could be an important piece of utility on how they want to go for executions as well. So maybe this point in round number 3, they might have to play this a little bit more slowly so that they could insert spaz somewhere to cut these rotates, because they can't go through snake bite executes.
Oh, the fight for the orb. With Adder being that close to res too. Now 1 away. Dark Zero gonna leave the orb for Blinn after the damage has already been done.
Yeah.
Blinn. Oh, there's not much to do then. Go back to square one.
Yeah, I haven't seen this wall since like 2021 from Fnatic or something like that. That was actually pretty cool here for Blinn to bring it back, but it doesn't seem that Spaz was ready for the self-boost from Adder on the top of the APC to get that pick with that Bulldog. So that's a huge kill to start, because that also means there's no lurk wall that's going to be in your favor anymore, and the execution of the plan that you have to pinch from showers to take a close plant towards showers is not going to happen anymore. You have to go for a regular execution with your Brimstone Smokes, who only has 1 left after he drops the first 2.
Blinn just creep up through showers. Okeanos gets a pick, Satchels, and dies. So Blinn have minimal angles to work and not a Viper wall like you said, but hey, works out. Blinn step on. Thought they were safe to plant. They are. Mikey has to pull off a double kill to keep the team still standing and to bring this to even numbers. Adder and Stellar. Adder has been spotted. Stellar is still coming from the mid-map, and Adder can handle business all on his own, and he's got a heal, so he'll be back on his feet. Mikey just has to play the post play, has to play his life. Here's a spike beat down, he has to reload. That's so unlucky.
Oh my god, he almost had it there. Getting all those kills in the post plan, and also the 3rd one, I think, into the round to almost clutch on that 4th. But because he spent so many bullets to try to get those first kills, to try to spot the wingman, stop the wingman from moving through, just unfortunately didn't have enough with the burst here to fight against Stellar, who he himself was shooting Sheriff bullets after Sheriff bullets and not getting the pick. And they were both like, oh my god, who's going to win this? And finally, Stellar does, as you just saw here from the Black Light replay. So yeah, things have definitely turned around. And Roy mentioned on the desk, they are the type of team that are not flustered by how many rounds they've lost on that first map. They can always turn it around, especially now on their map pick, on this very map here of Blind that they've always been so good on.
Dark Zero buying up, grabbing orb, trying to slow down this presence from Blinn, getting into A. And it starts with the first blood for Okeanos, who kind of wishes there was a Sage on his team with how much damage was done. And now they've sectioned off the site in half thanks to Mikey. Wingman can be slowed, but he will not be stopped. And catching Corey is big, as Blinn have really set themselves up for success. They've won every duel. Now Adder and Rockus hope to cut noise and swing together, with Mikey holding around that corner, and Monsi as well. Mikey will be up next, and Adder, hey, will put a good dent into Blinn, but hey, their first round is now on the board.
Yeah, and that's actually a very important round for Blinn to win, because that's on a Stinger buy that they've gotten on their end. So you look at the economy that's left here for Dark Zero, they're going to have to go for a smaller buy. Look at this, Guardian, 2 Vandals, Stinger. So despite them converting the bonus round, because we've kept the rounds consistently close and low for Dark Zero on the damage that Blinn has done in the rounds that they've lost, they've actually turned it around very quickly on their side. And at this point, when you're seeing how Dark Zero is playing that defensive side, you're almost wishing that the slow orbs wasn't there towards the A side, which potentially saved that wingman to go for the free plant instead of getting shot down by Corey on the top of those boxes.
Hey, well, dip, dive, and dodge. Thrash goes down, unable to lock someone down. Big opportunity for Stellar, who dodges the flash. It almost gets the second. Muncie trades. Blinn have the number advantage. Thrash round 2, still nothing. But hey, a threat created. Wingman do his best impression of Thrash while Blinn get the plant down. Dark Zero coming through hookah through the backside together. Adder watching the flank too. They all just have to funnel together, using the fast lane to cover their trail, give themselves more angles so they don't just walk into a triple kill. Blinn can just play time. They can play their lives. They don't even get hit by the slow orb. Not really, anyway. And Blinn know the hit is coming from Hookah, but with time running out, Dark Zero just going to decide to save.
Yeah, very good call towards the end here for Dark Zero to save. Blinn also weren't in a spot where they could play the orbital strike for a post plant. It was probably just going to be used as a reaction on those two players that were grouped up towards the shed to see the drop down. But overall on how things started here for Blinn Esports continues to be very good. You tried to go for a surprise crunch here from Dark Zero right into Sands, but just in the right amount of time, Teague has his null command to just cancel that out. It's out of reach for them to pick it up, and it also allows your Blinn Esports' tempo a lot more quickly into Hookah. So that trip push that they had in the crunch that they tried to do for Dark Zero, unfortunately didn't pan out in their favor because maybe it's, you know, unorthodox to play against a KO at this point in North America. The only person I could think of is what? Either Captain or Cracks or something like that plays this KO on Vine and EMEA, and that's pretty much it.
Poison's off.
And Dark Zero hope to delay this, keeping Adder and Raucus on B for the usual Sage Wall. But it's really just a draw out noise, just to see if someone is there and how close they are, forcing the wall to be shot down. And Blinn still like to test the waters of showers for this orb. Dark Zero haven't fought very hard for it. They'll just usually get a pig and then leave.
Toxins going up.
Blinn's default still looking for information. He'll break down the Sage Wall. And Stellar's not going to be in Hookah this time to go for the one and done play. Decide to just stack on the A side this time.
Yeah, they're just
Blinn.
reading that the hit's going to be towards the A side, so they're keeping A side strong. The thing is, the spike is still towards Sands, so there's not too much stall going in towards this area anymore, and DZ just keeps running back and forth. There's still a great opportunity for Blinn to just group up together and hit this weak side on B.
Down.
All right, Blinn, they've wasted enough time. They've established themselves in Hookah. They don't have someone B long. So this is just gonna be a flood all in with the orbital strike, catching Adder, pressuring the backside. 12 seconds left. Corey's on the flank. Mikey is out. Blinn have more than one thing to worry about now, and Spike is not one of them. Forcing his way through though. Okeanos leaves it to now just Rockets in a 1v4. But he's been discovered and he's been conquered.
What a big pick towards the end there from Blinn again. It almost feels like DZ are not really ready to play against the KO, so that knife got so much value to disable Adder, not able to get slow wars back into Hookah, and at the same time, a flood utility from Snake Bites to Mosh Pits to Orbital Strike instantly takes down the defenders here towards DZ, which allows your Blinn to just get within the sight, and the Buccaneers just play a perfect post plant towards the end with added aggression one more time for Okeanos, shorty inside the spawn. So yeah, there's no timeout being pulled out yet here for Dark Zero, but they have to start figuring out here that they're getting smothered by good utility out from the attack set of Blinn. And finally, Okeanos has this outlaw one more time. When he tried to get an opening previously, he'd still juggle his around with Mikey.
Staring contest.
Through a wall.
Who's gonna blink? Through a wall. Who's got X-ray vision? Who's cheating? Oh! Well, Adder wasn't, that's for sure. But Blinn finally gets to contest belongs. I felt like Adder got that orb for free a little too much, and Blinn got their first blood. They got traded, so they don't have Okeanos to jump into the site all fun-like. And Blinn, they get trades. They really dwindle this down. They have their smokes in place to section the site in their favor. But still hearing someone that close, the Molly comes out to deny the plant. And B-Dog tries to hold on to some real estate.
They went for a tap just to try to see if they could bait out the Orbital Strike 2 on the defensive side, but instead they saw the Molly, so they know that the Brimstone's towards the A site. So Blinn decides to just continuously retreat, and instead of going for a TP, they just want to walk back into Hookah. Instead of playing the TP, oh, the Brimstone could chase after us and still deny the plant with the ult. Look at where B-Dog is right now. He's stuck towards barrels. There's no way this ult's coming through.
And
their slow is held up.
Oh, orbital strike! Everyone disperse. Everyone high five on the spike. Oh! Corey tries to creep up, but like he's still different. 5 seconds left. The plant will get through, and Dark Zero couldn't prevent, and Raucus is still left as the sole survivor. 1v3. The lineups are there. Blinn's team play is just very good.
Yeah. And for our side, we thought that it was, oh, this is going to be a free fight no matter what because of the Brimstone being all the way out towards Perils on the defensive side for B-Dog. But of course, we have information that they don't have, so they still have to try to clear it passively just in case they have to bait out the orbital strike a second time, because the Brimstone after that molly could be anywhere around the map after that Blinn is unaware of. So again, continuously understanding the state of the game and the state of the round to be able to outshine Dark Zero once again here in their gun round against an eco of Dark Zero. This time around though, timeout comes out, Dark Zero will be able to get a buy out, but they're consistently seeing this knife being thrown by Teague on the top of the tin of the B site.
Oh, this is so close though. Like 4 rounds in a row from Blinn. Surely their economy is looking nice. Spaz just gives us a big old smile. He's like horizontal almost. And I think Blinn are very humble in a way of they know they're the underdogs, but I think they could also realize that Dark Zero is a beatable team. Like someone already did it before, so they're not undefeated anymore, but even so more now that they have Raucus in the lineup, and this is still something that Dark Zero have to work through and have to adjust and to get him acclimated. This is not a player you need to teach Valorant. Raucus knows how to shoot, but how does he go with the game plan?
Let's see how it goes.
The game plan after this timeout is to leverage Raucus towards this B side for the same wall. It doesn't really go through to TP though, so I don't know if that was the initial play so that Adder doesn't have to pull out his wall. He's using an op on that side too, so if he misses the shot, there's no wall to save.
This feels like a must-win for Dark Zero, just looking at where their money is at. And they invested an op in this. Doesn't pay off.
Planted.
Adder, someone on the other side, I'm gonna tell you. With the X-ray. So he doesn't have X-ray, and then he just gets overwhelmed. Blinn with first blood, but Teague and Mike here pretty tagged up. Playing your life, but here comes Corey with the overdrive, claiming one, going through all the smoke, the fire, and the flames, sometimes created by himself, and Blinn hoped to hide. Get away. It's electric Corey. Oh, spots the kneecaps of Spaz through the smoke. Knows that's where the rest of the team are. 4 for Corey.
Oh my god, how the hell did he do that? It definitely didn't look like it was going to be in a position that Corey could get so much value with that overdrive right there, but yeah, I definitely do think that the wall somewhat missed here from Raucus over towards Teleporter, because after Adder realizing that the hit was coming towards short, he just walled himself off on a one-and-done position. How the hell do you escape out of that when you invested in an op and you're solo holding showers? And thankfully, it was just enough delay to allow Corey to move around and save the round here for Dark Zero to tie up the game 4-4 and still salvage the op, although this time not giving it to Adder. The ops on long B.
Yeah, the strafing from Corey was just too good. He's earned himself that op, okay?
100%.
Blinn have barely looked at B long, so he'll be alone. Maybe he'll get to use it. But hey, I get to see Okeanos use the showstopper! And that's a great first blood for Blinn, with the plant in place too, extending past the smoke, hoping to get eyes on Heaven. Okeanos is down to 30. And Blinn looking at the end. There is Thrash making their way through and even getting a detain. And B-Dog gets yet another double kill as Multi has to hold his own now. Spaz plays at A main. And he just doesn't have a lot of cover. And he's just open to so many angles. And Spaz can't even capitalize on that. And it's Dark Zero that steal away around.
Continuous patience coming out from Dark Zero under that pressure. Both of them being stalled out inside U-Haul for DZ. That's B-Dog and Raucus. So Corey, all he needs to do right now is to watch triple and watch short to make sure that he can see if there's anybody's over-peaking and he can try to win that fight with the operator. And as he doesn't, the AWP falls down, giving enough chance here for that back and forth to happen and for Dark Zero to just capitalize on those 2 kills towards the end. So you're starting to see here that both teams are starting to understand a little bit more how each other are playing around the aggression of Corey's Neon, around like the set execution out from Blinn. The amount of showers crunch that they're able to convert now for Blinn's end is okay though for Dark Zero, because they're able to win from the back lines in at the A side back into the front. So Blinn, they have to figure things out a little bit more right now. They can't split out of showers too many times, so maybe after the picks into showers, they have to stall things out for a bit and maybe insert some players across the map to go for flanks.
Nokianos has been very consistent, like getting a kill almost every round. He just needs more support. They kind of need to tie up these loose ends. The spacing needs to be perfect for Blin. If Okeanos satchels in, is taking fire, is taking attention, there needs to be Blin having a reaction to that. I've seen Okeanos die solo after going in for a big play, and Blin, they're just so close to beating Dark Zero. I mean, they're only one round down in terms of the lead. But Dark Zero, the desk said, they're clean on every other map but Haven. They really met their match. At least they're able to bounce back mentally after the deficit we saw in Haven 2.
Albeit this stays pretty close right now for this series. And Dark Zero, I know they have a little bit of confidence on how things started, but now that it's a 5-on-4 in terms of scoreline, they gotta be antsy a little bit more right now and maybe giving a lot of respect on how Blin is able to come back within this game. And Blin on their end are just gonna wait this wall off at the very beginning. I was gonna say maybe not give their positions away, but we're gonna shoot it right now just to see if it baits out the stage on the top of the wall. Now it's gonna be a full exec on a split behind the Thrash potentially as Monsi is grouping up with the rest. A 5-player hit now towards this B site to fight against Raucus.
Top from Corey is looking at Hookah. The Thrash will do the heavy lifting for Blin through the pit. Manages to detain Raucus, who has Adder there with the Resurrect. But this pit will come down. If they're not careful, Blin are all so decayed. You just have to sneeze on them. But Dark Zero don't want to take a risk when they only still have 2 people on the site. Corey's at the back, pretty much uninvolved and unbothered in his lane, literally. And Blin are facing a pit. They have Teague in the corner, still decayed at 1 HP, hoping to crunch down on Raucus. And jumping out is Spaz. 1, 2, say goodbye. 10 seconds left. Blin have taken care of these defenders, and the spike will go down in time.
That's miscommunication by Dark Zero. A great opportunity for Blin Esports to close this down on this round. But B-Dog's there at least to save.
He's always getting double kills, man. Truly a big impact player. And an orbital strike too. Wingman diffusing. Teague detected. Orbital strike right in his lap, but really not deep enough. So he gets spaced out.
Beautiful.
The diffuse gets halfway, and Teague! The 1-2 Toodaloo!
My ult's ready.
That was so sick with those flashes coming out from Teague over the orbital strike to blind those last 2 players when it doesn't seem like B-Dog had any smokes left. That was such a nice play, and here's the miscomms. You talked about the Raucus being detained, but it was actually Adder in the back, which allowed your Raucus to keep the pit. But the thing is, because they've realized that there was no noise happening after the initial engagement inside that pit, the 3rd player fell back into spawn. So with 15 seconds left, Blin went for the execute inside Hookah. They kept Teague at 1 HP just by the TP. And he was able to come behind and get the backstab on too and overtake Dark Zero. And the clutch on top of that to tie the game back up 5-5.
Now null command for Teague and friends. Orbital strike, letting it rain. Now the site is clear. 2 ults down, no kills. The fear in their eyes. And Adder! This is the Bucky shot. Blin have set themselves up for even pressuring through the walls. See if they can hear the footsteps scurrying, trying to dodge the bullets. Oh, and they just heard B-Dog on the other side. Monsty's gonna trust Mikey. They're gonna try and dodge the flashes. Blin in a 5v5. A flawless blacklight round for Blin to take the lead.
And that was a forced buy coming out from Dark Zero because they had enough money to get more rifles than the broken buy that they had. And unfortunately, again, it goes down to those moments where you're fighting within aggression, inside spawns, inside the smokes. They're not ready for this right now for Dark Zero. And just fighting between the lanes here of the Neon of Corey. You just stay right in the middle for Okeanos and drop these kills. That's crazy.
Man, Blin are doing the work. Last round of the half.
Shutting them down.
This is a broken buy for Dark Zero, but Judge can do work for sure. Adder has a resurrect too. Use it or lose it. Means this Boombot can't get too far into showers. 2 pieces of util to grab this orb. but a showstopper could make all the difference.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yes, there's maybe stalls that they were able to do here from Dark Zero's side, but because of the amount of shots that came through, you have to forfeit that. So that's an ult ready, and they can't really TP across because they have no control over on Showers to really pinch. They have no information to TP through. And if they do, Blinn is already set up for a fast pivot into Hookah if they want to. So again, map control in favor of the attack side on how Blinn's working it so far to perfection.
And Monsi can still be threatening in his own right. They could easily call the spike to be back to A, depending on if they can get vision on Adder, who's the most pushed up right now. Maybe Raucus at the back if he wants to engage into Showers. But Adder definitely hears a lot of footsteps. Showstopper breaking in. Blinn just kick Adder in the teeth. Showstopper in B-Dog's face. But Dark Zero won't go down without a fight. And they're on the other side of the smoke, and they don't expect Okeanos to be here. Now the rest of Dark Zero don't cross. And that's it. 7-5 will end the half.
You see how crazy that is? And they walk inside the way that they did with a Showstopper. They think... They want to make you think that they're not going to check the corner, yet T comes through, blasts you in the face inside that smoke, yet while they're adding all that chaos within the A site, they still TP towards B for a plant. Everything was good for ADZ. Look after that kill. They tap on Spike, then they fall back for a plant because they know the pressure came in towards Showers, and Okeanos, who's been feeling yourself the whole time, is just fighting everything on triple and winning all of those fights. And now this is looking to be... Again, they were mentioning on the desk, Dark Zero, very good on this map. But Blinn also has been very good on this map with their own playstyle, with their own composition that has not gone through any changes going into this matchup. So there is tape on how Blinn plays, but they're still playing it to so much good comfort and perfection.
And Okeanos can dodge a lot of these nades, like whether from the Gecko or the Brim, the mollies, to just simply satchel above it. Corey doesn't have that luxury, but hey, Dark Zero have the luxury of a Sage Wall to have a safe space to plan. He gets broken immediately. Thankfully, it's just Wingman. No life insurance on that guy, and Blinn are still smoked off. Unable to prevent the plant, but could at least make a play off U-Haul. But Corey's ready for that push. Dark Zero trying to predict where Blinn could be retaking from, and it could just be a matter of waiting for U-Till. There's the flash, and B-Dog gets overwhelmed. We're left in a 2v3 in favor of the defense. The spike gets tapped, gets the attention of Stellar and Raucus. Stellar tries to flash, and he still can't get the kill. It only delays the inevitable of Raucus! A simple clutch 3K!
Welcome back, Raucus right there with the clutch, and he came back with a vengeance for sure. Lots of big shoes to fill, as they mentioned there, and I stole that from Emily, by the way. But yes,
Don't tell
big
me that.
shoes, exactly, big shoes to fill, and he comes and delivers in spades to get those 3 kills behind the wall breaking and to be on point with the shots, and that is going to be a huge save right now for Dark Zero to stay within the game, because those pop flashes that came out from Blinn on that retake from Teague inside U-Haul was actually sick, and they're going to continue to do these type of plays, as you can see this crunch attempt towards Sands.
Could be the equalizer round 2 for Dark Zero. They have the weaponry, but Adder's just off on his own doing his thing, thinking his team was supporting him, but they were kind of focused on having this barking match on the other side of Smokes and be long, and it does favor Dark Zero. Teague is left, and at least he can take his magical girl wand right to hell.
Now he ties up the game. Dark Zero now back in the fight and have a pretty good buy here going into the bonus round. 2 rifles and 3 bulldogs. So the heaviest investment going out for Adder, as he was the only one that fell on that previous round. So they have an opportunity right here to really fight toe-to-toe against Blinn, who on their side, are looking to add a little bit more pressure towards the Showers. Potentially orb control, or if not, at least deniability on that side. And they could pinch here with Monsi's flashes, should he want to throw this on the other end. It all depends on the contact that they get here from Showers, and they won't get any so far. Dark Zero are looking to fight back here towards long B control on their side to start.
Does Monsi throw a flash? Does he get information? Does he hold it for the execution? This Dark Zero are creeping up slowly but surely. They have slow orbs to really lock Blinn into these engagements. That's really all an offensive stage can help with, besides being a nice pocket, but...
You can see how scared they are for Dark Zero. Yes, they grab that orb, but at the same time, there's no fast TP. Because when you're looking at the position here of Rockets, he's still watching Showers very passively, so they can't TP to fight that yet. So they fall back, they try to work for a split towards A, while losing Adder, trying to peek inside Hookah.
It's an early loss for Dark Zero as they were still trying to plan out the round. Out that deep lurk from Raucus. They feel confident about A, but hopefully it doesn't take a Raucus 1v3 to get it done, but...
Yeah.
See what kind of splash they can do. Speaking of that, Stellar's flash pinged a bunch at the back, and this is where Corey can capitalize and bring that aggression to the table. It's great team play out of Dark Zero to work together on these targets, to get the plant down, and to force Spaz into an impossible scenario of a 1v4.
Yeah. This is so clean. I'm starting to get more and more sold now onto a KO in this composition. At first, it's like, there's not too much value to get out of KO with this comp or on this map. But a knife that Teak throws here just towards the APC, they have a clear enough radius to not allow really Dark Zero to get into lineup positions to deny a plant with paint shells, deny a plant with a molly. Like, this is still a good default comp that you have here on the defensive side, or should I say, not nades, but with the mosh pit and with the molly and with the snake bites. So it's still great utility being utilized here that allows DZ to set up for these to set up for these post plants. So it's still pretty good, but the fights came out in favor of their side.
I think you're right about the Radiance part.
Yeah.
Because Dark Zero have won every offensive round so far, and
yeah.
They seem on track to continue that trend for sure. Just reacting well to the util, getting the flash, and pushing in. That's what we want to see more out of Dark Zero. Good communication, good setups.
Yeah. And sorry, I had my sides mixed. So even if the knife wasn't really used here by Blinn for the attack on deniability of defensive utility being thrown, it's still good enough here for how they threw that on the APC to deny the initial plant. So the same idea here to fight for the A side post plant.
Spike being left behind, back to the usual chess match for Dark Zero. This time, hopefully, not sitting in hookah, waiting for a plan to be said and be long as smoked off. So there's a bit more waiting for Dark Zero. Very quiet, but B-Dog, best one, looks for the other. Bit too high on the shot. Blinn gets the trade. And this forces Raucus to turn around to see what is Mikey up to. Is he on the flank? Is he back at the front? Too much unknown for Raucus as he decides to join the team in their conquest for B. And Monsi cleared up. Wingman's gonna go for the plant. Could draw out fire from any of these funny angles, and no one is home for Blinn. So Dark Zero get a safe plant.
Yeah, that's finally some good value I'm seeing here out the relay bolts on how Corey's overtaking this octagon side, and that's off a very slow start here in terms of holding out towards the spawn. In a good spot here to close out the eco.
Wow. Pretty good win out of Spaz. He's not in a position to take the rifle. Hookah smoked off, and that's where Dark Zero have to jump out and get involved. And so they have 2-round lead now for Dark Zero.
And this eco that I just mentioned from Blinn Esports, although still pretty good to do some good econ damage in the long game against Dark Zero. But you've just mentioned it here, Lemon Kiwi. That's now 4 rounds won in a row for Dark Zero on the attack. So yes, although you're grinding down the econ for some of these players, you're still quite healthy for others here who are getting a lot of value on their attack side. So again, when apologies again, chat, when I mixed out my sides here on how they're using this knife fatigue, it still shows for Dark Zero how they're executing the splits towards this A side is still quite good off how Corey is really trying to slide and break these crosshair placements that allows these late inserts, the second swing out from Raucus, for example, to get these picks and win against Blinn. And now lower buys, higher buys, the aggression coming out from Blinn is finally getting noticed and stopped by Dark Zero in these fights.
And it's looking more and more decisive for Dark Zero as the rounds go on. just haven't been stopped. The executions are so good. They can just rely on Wingman, Corey to jump in, whatever it takes. And Blinn, they have to stop this momentum. They gotta cut the sails down because Dark Zero is starting to run away with this. It's only been 4 rounds in this half, but it's got me worried, especially with an overdrive and a thrash. That just does all the thinking for you.
And now, yeah, definitely. It does all the thinking for you, but now it's going to be a lot of thinking for both of these IGLs as the game stays very close. They desperately need this round and need this map to push us to a third.
The Tane catches Spaz. Corey runs in. Gets a pick too. And it's as easy as that. The site has been hit so many times. Blinn can't get a trade going, so it's looking dire. Especially with smokes and mollies that can just keep Blinn trapped. And they don't seem to rush to switch what site they're at. So I'm guessing a save.
Yeah, definitely. When how quick that's been on how they took that site from a thrash going in from U-Haul on top of the utility going in towards long from Dark Zero. It just doesn't give you a chance here to really set up when you were weak side towards B. I mean, look at where those blue X's are. You're just looking to fight, trying to jump spot for information rather, but you just get caught by such good utility at the very beginning. And those players that are holding strong side towards A, I mean, you're starting to lose more players in the process.
And you deny 2 more weapons from Blinn. 3 more rounds before we go to a deciding map of Ascent, I believe. And
yeah,
Blinn just haven't had a leg up. They're always getting first and second blooded. B-side's being cracked like an egg. And at this point, do you commit a 3rd member to B? What else can you do?
The fun fact about this as well is we're going to Ascent on a 3rd map where everybody has been praising Dark Zero on that map. But they also banned that map against Blinn the last time they faced off against each other. So they know that Blinn is also very strong on Ascent. And they give them that respect. So it's not going to be anybody's game in this series. Dark Zero potentially right now, with how things have been going, have not had the best veto in their position. This is going to be the most even game as you could get here in the upper bracket quarterfinals.
With Thrash and the pit coming up for Spaz and Orbital Strike. Don't have the best weaponry, but they sure got the ults to swing around. But then Dark Zero like 1 kill away from 2 ults as well, so see what they decide on. It'll be up to Okeanos to hold the wall. I mean, could even throw a boombot to see how close they really are. Spaz takes a look, uses this wall. This forces the decision out of Dark Zero, but the Gecko Molly stops Corey from being able to run into U-Haul, and that's the disadvantage of running a Neon against 2 people who can throw mollies. Just so many no man's lands. Oh god, Blinn, they're just cutting them down. Dark Zero don't have a plan B. They're just now left to Stellar in a 1v5. But hey, now Blinn actually do have a leg up, taking their first round on the defense in the second half.
Yeah, that was actually a Viper Molly, but still to the same idea as you were mentioning before. Not only will the Gecko Molly do some tick damage, but the Viper Molly instead is going to instantly put you in a vulnerable spot where Spaz was holding that to play against the Neon pushing down. So the same value is there, the same reasoning is around where you kind of wish you had a raise that could satchel above and get deep within the U-Haul to fight against Spaz right there. But towards the end, when it comes down to that buy that you've gotten for Blinn, you play close range and you push them into your close quarter fights with the Stingers and win that fight. You now have a fighting chance again. Look at this Econ. Full upgrades for free for so many of these players. And Okeanos now pulls on an off. And the first time you see it, Lake shot.
But Okeanos got a showstopper. But I think the op hurts a bit. It's a bit easier. I'll say hurts more. They would both get kills. But yeah, definitely easier. The resurrect, the wall up, brings Corey back. And Blinn now play at a deficit. Hit up 2 at the 8th lane. Dark Zero don't have a lot of options. Raucus will try to create them.
That's a pit down. So this gives a chance now for Dark Zero to rework the map. Yes, they fold out their wall at the very beginning, but they know that Okeanos is opting towards this B side with the raise, with the showstopper available. Yet they still want to fight against this though. because they don't have any control towards A short or showers. They don't know if there's more players about to flank behind, so they want to fight the front side first.
Now Okeanos and Mikey are playing deep into sight, but the timing on this flank. Should be able to catch Adder. No, he chokes. I cursed it. Honestly, I don't blame Teague. It was my fault. So, Dark Zero about to take now an 11th round. Mikey is some type of peril. At least he's home in his own smoke, or in a smoke. Can't tell if it's his. But I do know Mikey is in trouble. And he's right beside a Molly. Now that that's gone, he'll get to leave and maybe keep his gun.
We'll see. Mikey was about to peek just before, but yes, definitely will forfeit his position. But that and that 2 versus 5 that we had here, where Okeanos is holding towards that the B choke, just at the cubby, at the entrance of the spawn, was a little bit ambitious at that point because he got overwhelmed by utility, and that shows a little bit when you have that overconfidence from the scoreline that you had on the first map. You still think you can close it out on that side and you get punished. And those type of punishments, although being your first mistake, proves to be very costly because look at this scoreline now. You only need 2 more rounds for Dark Zero to push us into a 3rd map. And they have a great opportunity to do so, especially now that you've invested so much within this round. You've lost the op and you've lost a lot of this economy going into this round.
30 seconds left.
It might be over. We might see this 3rd map very soon.
Yeah, Dark Zero is so rich, but that's just not going to be a question.
Andale.
Orbital Strike, maybe those last couple kills helped Blinn get Thrash, Showstopper, Null Command soon. Batter's got lineups. Blinn now stacked 3 on the B site, hoping to defend it a bit better, because that's been broken open so many times, but the hit is actually at A. 5-2, Teague and Spaz just gotta play their lives until reinforcements arrive. And it already started with an orbital strike from B-Dog to pressure the back. And now Dark Zero have to clear through U-Haul. Corey's gonna help. Wingman, I guess. I thought it was gonna be Stellar. Either way, would have, like, Wingman to plant. I think that's up next.
They're doing good for Blinn, though. They've delayed long enough because of this poison orb, and now this gives a chance here for a Showstopper to get ready, as it's already back towards the spawn.
The stage wall, though, allows eyes above these smokes, and Mikey still gets the win over Adder. B-Dog is there, and I don't know if they expected not only a sage, but a brim up here, too. But he's currently looking at Heaven, and Mikey's trying to get mollies around U-Haul, and B-Dog saw where the molly was coming from. So Dark Zero, 2-man advantage now, or 1-man advantage, I should say. Map. It's Blinn. Hope to just play off of the flashes from Monty. And they round the corner, and it's just clutch or kick, and Dark Zero go up to 12.
You were exactly right. They did not expect
point.
the second player being B-Dog, being boosted up by Adder on the top of that wall, because that first kill that came through, that's a common spot that Dark Zero does here, and that any Sage does usually in these matches when we've seen Sage being utilized on Bind, that it's going to be a self-boost behind the towel boxes so you can overlook Heaven. So you instantly pre-fired that shot, aim your shot, got that pick, but not clearing B-Dog, allowed some big kills to allow Dark Zero to put themselves at map point. And now they have ults on the attack, ults on the defense, but it's a walk forward from the defense to try to catch off Dark Zero off guard. This might pivot the rest of DZ to move out towards showers, but there's still this null command that could really stall out the utility on the split hit. There it is.
Okay. Dark Zero got showers control, and now how do they round around Blinn? Teleport. Mikey is trapped, and he's screwed. Null command out for Teague.
Thrash is ready.
And Dark Zero reassess the situation, leaving the spike behind, still needing to carve through A with now a null command in their way. Not gonna be easy.
They still have Thrash available for Stellar too. They know there's one player pinned inside the teleporter, and they just want to group together. But the thing is, they think they have B control because of the insert of Raucous right there. But look at Monty's position at Fountain. This could be the biggest kill that he needs right now to keep Blinn alive. Oh,
Mikey lived through that. Monty couldn't do more. Oh, he couldn't do more. The pit is deep into B2. So Raucus is making space. He has to face Okeanos, the star from
over.
Blinn.
Enemy remaining.
And he
more.
does
Here's more.
the job. Dark Zero locking down
Planted.
Bind to send us into a deciding ascent. And who will ascend to the semifinals? We'll find out.
Yeah, that's a great play towards the end here from Dark Zero. It definitely looked close on the first half, but as soon as DZ took over the attack side, it was a much different story. Some stellar... Oh, man, I just did the pun without unintentionally doing the pun.
All
Some
good.
great calls coming out from Stellar as the IGL is what I was trying to say. And it just worked the map to perfection here against how you're playing the defensive side of Blinn. So very well done. Now it all gets broken down, and it's going to be decided on the third map of Ascent.
Well, Dark Zero, just an offense type of team. I guess
so.
just only dropping one.
Maybe not on Haven, but...
Well, we don't talk about Haven.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what happened on Haven. And they don't really worry about Haven because they win on every other map, just like they did last time against Blinn. We'll find out what the result of Ascent is after the break.